It did take you a while to start recording this, huh? Whole day later, woof. Okay, to be fair, it's been quite the long week. Plus, after a game like that, it's not that quite inspiring to make a game review like this. Maybe if they'd won, it might have. But, oof, Marunda, nah, it's not inspiring at all. Let's go, Hawks, baby!
Blackhawks haven't been a good stay for a while. And to that I say, yeah, a lot of their games this season were a hard watch. Pieces are there. Blackhawks fans, stay still, be patient, and everything will work out in the end.
Welcome to Blackhawks Central. Welp, that was the game. Get right into it here. Hawks lose 4-3 in overtime to the Minnesota Wild. And again, another game of all time. I can't keep doing this. The narrative continues. We've lost 3 or 4 games, and it's another ref loss. It's another ref loss. And yes, I will say this: the Hawks, we did get away with a few things. That Murphy hit into the corner, questionable. But you can't be making makeup calls in overtime. Never. That is absurd. You cannot be making a makeup call in overtime. Like, yeah, Bedard got sat down. Like, he should have kept his head up, and he got absolutely laid out. But okay, first of all, Eriksson, he touched the puck, he played it, and then Mikheyev stands him up. That's a clean hit. And then the ref calls it, and it's just at that point it's a penalty kill in overtime. What are you supposed to do? You can't really do much about that. I said it as soon as the overtime period started. Spencer Knight, you're gonna have to be elite. He's gonna have to be the best goalie in the league, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. So, Hawks fall 4-3. I think this is our first game this season where we finally had a dominant performance. Like, uh, whistle to whistle, we were the better team tonight, except for some portions. There were, especially that first period. That was our most dominant first period, and even second period that we've had in a long time. Although the first period was scoreless, we outshot them like 20 to like what was it, 8 or 9? Like that's a pretty good performance from the Hawks right there. And then once we got on the board, we started rolling with it. First goal, it's just a turnover on end. You could feel it coming. Hawks were pushing for our goal. Jason Dickinson absolutely buries one right from the slot on a one-timer. But that was sick from Dickey. And then the second goal, just a unreal passing play. Bedard to Bertuzzi to or no, yeah, Bedard to Bertuzzi to Rinzel to back to Bedard to just tap it in. There's a work of art, absolute work of art, right there. Hawks go up 2-0, and I'm starting to realize this 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead the Hawks can have, as they immediately give it up, and it's when I see these Hawks give up goals, it's the same goal every single time. A shot from the point that kind of just floats in overnight that Knight cannot track. If there's one thing I want Knight to be able to work on, it's specifically that, being able to track the puck as it comes towards the net from the point. Because we've had too many go in where it's just a floater from the point. And you can't have that. It happened against Seattle, I called it out, and now it's happened again against Minnesota. Both the back-to-back goals happened like that, and all of a sudden we're down to. We're not down to. We're tied at 2 in the third. But luckily, we do get a break. Bedard makes an unreal passing play over to Arty Levshinov. Arty Levshinov had an unreal game today. He receives it from Bedard, makes a little dangle to the front of the net, backhands it into the back of goal, and we finally got the first Arty party of the year. Gets a goal, his 12th point on the year, first career goal. Levshinov an incredible game. He could have had a hat trick legitimately tonight. He hit the post twice. He hit the post twice. One prior to the goal, like almost nearly prior to the goal, and the second one like right after. Same shift, I'm pretty sure. He hits the croast where he hits the post meet here, right in here, and oh my God, Levshinov had an unreal game today. Proven why we should have taken him, why we took him second. You've had an unreal game today. Absolutely. Rinzel as well also had a really solid game today. The two of them are right side D's locked up. If they can continue to develop from there, it's going to be an unreal right side defense there. But yeah, let's and then Minnesota after a nice scramble ties it back up at 3, and we go into overtime. And as a Hawks fan, I'm starting to dread these overtime periods because we just never get it done. We never get it done. I think we have one overtime win this entire year, and it's against Anaheim. The rest of our overtime periods, we have not gotten a single win whatsoever, and I'm starting to dread it. This is now our, oh my God, 12th. Our, we have 13 losses on the year. We moved down to 10, 8, and 5. We're still above 500, but we're getting close there. But no, we've lost our last one, two, three, three times we've gone to overtime, and we've lost the last three. The only one we won was against Anaheim, lost in a shootout to Vancouver, and we lost in overtime to Boston. So we've had 6 overtime games, and we've lost six, or we've lost 5 of 6. So you can tell why I'm starting to dread overtime periods a little bit. We need to get it figured out on 3-on-3, and get a set plan and get it done. Like this isn't good enough. What we've shown in overtime isn't good enough. Obviously, the penalty screws us over, and we can't do much. The reffing just was abysmal all night, both ways. I think, and I'm gonna complain about it. I I will always complain about the reffing as long as it's gonna be this horrible. Like, there's no way that's ever a penalty in overtime. And on the Murphy hit, I know that's the hit Wild fans are gonna bring up. Uh, that should have been called. That was easily boarding. You can even call them for the hook beforehand. Uh, but it should have been called. Now that I've looked back at it a few times, it definitely should have been called. I don't think that it should have been just not called like that. Like, but yeah, the annoying part is that that penalty on overtime was a makeup call for those kind of plays. But let me make this clear: you cannot give a makeup call in overtime. That is completely absurd. Completely absurd. And now we have we move on, I guess. Nashville. First time for the black jerseys. Uh, moving on from this game, because again, there's not much to say. We're not too far out from a playoff spot still, considering we've had 4 straight losses. So we just need a reset. We have a weaker opponent in Nashville on Friday. Don't underestimate them. They absolutely had our number last year. So just going to Chicago with the blackout jerseys, get the win. That's all I ask. All I ask. We should have a nice full roster still. Nobody seemed to get injured from this game, as that has become a daily occurrence. Dickinson seems to be back. Burakovsky, I'm hoping he can come healthy. Hopefully the concussion. He's only day to day, which is good. Good for now. But the Chicago team, we just need a reset. Going to Chicago, get the win against Nashville. Reset our entire season. Move on. Get it from there. So, not much else to say about this game. Just it flips the momentum for Minnesota, because now Minnesota's now a top 3 team. And I will give them this: Gustafsson had an incredible game. The fact that Chicago got 3 in on him is genuinely shocking. Because the 3 goals, Dickinson was on a one-timer. Like, he was basically alone out front. Like, there's no way any of that Gustafsson was getting to that. The Bedard goal, just the Minnesota defense just got outplayed. Like, it was a bing bang bong bang for Bedard, and not much Gustafsson could do there. And then Lezhinov just kind of peaked. So there wasn't much Gustafsson could do on any of those goals. Obviously, the other way, Spencer Knight, you want more saves out of him there, as he gets a sub 900 percentage on the night. But Gustin did have a pretty. He had a really good game. As much as the stats are going to tell him that he had a really good game. So that's. I'll give Minnesota this. Their goaltending this year has been unreal. Between Jesper Wallstedt and Gustafsson, they've been getting incredible goaltending. Can't say much for the team in front of them, but that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But we'll end it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Share with all your friends if you really liked it, and we'll see you Friday. I know this came a little later than I meant to. Very disappointing game. I've been really busy with university studies, so trying to get these out as best I can with as much quality I can. But peace out, Blackhawkers.